My daughters, I'm thinking it's about time that I get ready to join your father. I can't believe I still call someone like your father my husband, even after he threw all of our money on stupid investments and ran us into the ground financially when things got difficult with the business. After feeling like I've become less than a person thanks to that hit-and-run accident, I don't see a reason to continue living anymore. So I think it's time that I get ready to pass on.
Please don't say scary stuff like that, Mom. What would we do without you? You need to spend all your remaining years you have left with us.
She's right. We still have so many things we want to do with you. We would need you to live to be 120 years old to be able to spend all the time we want with you. See, Mom? Check this article out. They're saying that the maximum life expectancy these days is 120 years old. You saw the news broadcast about it too, right? We still have plenty of time left. Oh, hush up. If I lived that long, I would be nothing but a burden to all of you. I don't want to hold you all down. Now that I'm sitting here thinking that it's my time to go, I think about all the things that I couldn't give and couldn't do for you girls. I'm filled with regret. I'm not sure if I'm just feeling sorry towards you all. You all worked so hard to not get dragged down by everything that was happening in our lives. If there was ever a point that I made you girls disappointed with me, I suppose now would be a better time than any to get it off your chests.
Come on! There's nothing like that for us to complain about. You are a perfect mother. Even if we searched the rest of our lives, we could never find another mother-in-law like you. Please don't beat yourself up like this. You're going to make me sad as well.
She's right. When my own mother passed away, you were the person that stepped up and took the more dedicated motherly role for my sake. And not to mention, thanks to you, we were able to go our entire lives without ever knowing what it was like to have one of those stereotypical mothers-in-law that would have made our lives a living hell. I agree, and I'm glad that we got a kind mother-in-law like you. That being said, there are times when you tell us something and then forget and tell us again and again and again. It's too funny. It's not a bad trait by any means, but I know some people have told me stories about how you nearly talked them to death on a few occasions. Ah, is that so? I'm sorry about that. As you all know, I haven't been in my right mind these past few years. I've been feeling it more and more in recent times. Now that I think about that from your points of view, that must have gotten frustrating on more than a few occasions. Thank you all for putting up with me when I did that. It must have been tiring for you girls to have to always clean up after this old bag of bones all these years. Nobody come to visit me today. You all should just rest today. Mother's orders. You all are sisters. You need to have a few days where you spend time with each other, too. Even so, Mom, it's going to be difficult for you to get around by yourself. Are you sure you don't need us to come by and help you? Even just a little bit? It won't be any trouble for us. I'm a bit worried about leaving you alone. Why don't you just move in with my husband and I? We could live together. It would make things easier for us. I'm sure I've already told you about how my husband is always out of the house working late hours. I always feel so bored sitting at home by myself. Oh, hush up. I'm more comfortable here. But Mom, how can you stand just living in that one-bedroom apartment by yourself? I wouldn't be able to stand being alone that much. Sounds good. We will, Mom. Thanks for the break. You know how tired I've been lately running around doing errands. This is just what I needed. My wrist was always a little bit weak, but with all the extra running around for you, I feel like it's gotten even worse recently. You need some practice being by yourself for once. I don't think there's been a day that we haven't been together recently. Ever since we met you, you were always the type of person that didn't want to become baggage for us. You moved to a one-room apartment as if you were being chased down by debt collectors so that we wouldn't get hurt by Dad's debts. But that was because of the debt our father built up from throwing our family's money away. That was never your kid's responsibility to deal with. Yeah, I suppose you're right about that. Either way, I'm so thankful I have daughters like you in my life. I feel so lucky as a mother. It's about time for me to go to bed. Taylor, why are you acting like this? I don't get it. Do you understand how shocked I was? How could you talk to her like that? Why would you be shocked? What could I have done to you to warrant that kind of response? Are you really asking me because you don't know? There are things you can say and things that you can't. How could you say something like that to her? She's been nothing but wonderful to us the entire time we've known her. You and I both know that neither of us have any reason to complain about her. Even things that we considered annoying in the moment were things that would fade out of our memory as we got older. You and I also both know that she doesn't have long left to live. If I never tell her about things like that and just keep pushing it all down, I'll just be left feeling depressed knowing I could never tell her how I actually felt about her. What? Jeez. Do you seriously need to make her feel more down about herself, though? What makes you feel the need to only say things that will make her feel worse than she already does? Are you seriously saying that? Is someone else using your phone right now or something? You've already said worse things than that to her in the past. You're going on and on about how I'm so terrible for talking to her like that, asking me why I would have ever said something that bad to her. But why is what I said really wrong? Do you think she's already on her deathbed or something? Does she have some incurable disease that makes you think like you can write her off like that already? Of course she doesn't. Dad just died, so she's feeling dejected. She doesn't know what to do with herself anymore. My brothers-in-law and even my husband are always working around the clock, so they've been too busy to look after her these days and make sure that she's okay. Is it really that hard for us to keep supporting her and helping her gain some energy back in her life? We're her daughters-in-law. We can at least do that much. It's not like I'm telling you that we should slave away and spend all of our time and energy being servants for her. I'm just saying that we can at least do the bare minimum for her. Why are you being so sensitive with me right now? Did I really say anything that was wrong? Of course, I know that she's going through a hard time right now. How could I not? But our father-in-law stopped running his business and continued to just freeload in his son's house. If you look at it like that, it's not like she has a lot of wealth to leave behind to us at this point. If you ask me, it's the parents' duty to leave something behind to their children when they pass away. Even if we end up having to wait on her hand and foot before she passes away. It's not like what I'm saying doesn't have any merit to it. You know that as well as I do. Everyone in my house has a lot on their plates right now. Our kid just started middle school. We need our house to be a place that he can relax and study. Taking care of your parents when they get older is the duty of all children. She's your family. Can't you have any sort of responsibility? She was always so healthy and youthful up until he passed away. It's like she's a shell of her former self now. On top of that, she had to sell her house that they lived in for going on 20 years just to pay off the debts that he left behind. Even her health is getting worse as of late. Does none of that worry you? Hey, it's not like I'm the only daughter-in-law that she has. Why are you getting so pissy with just me? Try getting angry with them for a change. Jeez, I can't deal with this anymore. Anyways, I'm telling you, I can't be running around taking care of her like this anymore. I've got too much on my plate. Does the responsibility really fall to us just because we're married to her sons? Of course not. I need to take care of our son, and we're barely scraping up enough money to buy food these days. If we just let her live in that one-room apartment by herself, it's better for all of us. She's an adult. She can take care of herself. I don't understand why you're going so crazy taking care of her either. Are you getting worried now that she brought up the topic of her passing away too? Why don't you try taking care of her while raising a child in that tiny house of yours if you're so worried about her? You can't convince me to do any differently. I'm telling you honestly, I think it would be best for everyone if she just spent whatever time she has left at home not causing a problem for anyone else. I get it. You don't want to be involved anymore. I'll message everyone else in our chat room and see if they can help me look after her. Hey, are you asleep? If not, there's something I'd like to discuss with you really quick.
If you're going to ask me to help look after Mom, save your breath. I'm not interested. Taylor is the oldest of us three. Shouldn't she be the one to take care of her in the first place? Why would I get involved?
So you're going to act like this too?
What's with that attitude all of a sudden? Do you think I'm trying to become the family's favorite daughter-in-law? I already have enough going on in my life. If you want me to start helping out, she would have had to at least have some inheritance to give us when she dies. But she doesn't have anything she could possibly give. Isn't that right? Why would I lift a finger to help? I'm not going to do something just purely out of the kindness of my heart. Even if I did somehow want to help. Doesn't Taylor have the biggest house out of all of us? Why shouldn't she move in with her instead?
I'm surprised that you feel that way. Weren't you always close with her back in the day?
Being close with her and spending my time and energy waiting on her are two different things. It's easy to be cordial with someone. All I did was chat with her, hang out for a little bit whenever she stopped by. Why would I bring her into my house? Could you imagine how tiring that would be for me? It's not like I'd even earn anything for my troubles by doing so either.
I'm not telling you to be her sole caretaker. I would also help out when I can. I just can't do this by myself. After talking with you two, it seems pretty obvious that I'll be the one that ends up helping her out full time. But as I'm sure you're aware, we're still making payments on our house, and it isn't very big to begin with. So I'm worried that she'll be uncomfortable if I move her here. I'll feel even more terrible if she's more cooped up than she would be at the apartment she's already in. Then tell her to just keep living in that one room. Problem solved. That apartment isn't as small as you're making it out to be. It has plenty of room for a person living by themselves. Why are you in such a hurry to move her out of it so quickly?
I'm going to give you a tip that will serve you well to remember. Life is give and take. Even if someone is your family, there are a lot of things that can't be accomplished with feelings alone. This is one of those times. It would be different if she was useful and planned to leave us some inheritance. I would even understand why you're trying so hard to suck up to her in her old age. That one-room apartment is too small for her to live in? Since when did you develop such high standards about where people should live?
She's right. Mom's fine as is, so we don't plan on helping her. You realize that the situation she's in is also something that she needs to take responsibility for, right? When I get to her age, I'm going to use my retirement money to invest. Why would she start a business that had no future in the first place? It's her fault she ended up like this. Tusk. Have you all forgotten what kind of state she's in? Even just moving around is uncomfortable for her these days. She spent her whole life working for her family, and now her knees are worn down to nothing. But that all being said, you're going to stick to the opinion that that tiny room, which is no bigger than a closet, is good for her? Understood. I hear you guys loud and clear. Even if all I'm hearing is a bunch of childish nonsense. I'll stand by her side even until she does pass. I'll make sure that she never feels alone, even with children like you.
You're really something, aren't you? There really is a lot of childish nonsense in this chat. I can't stand to listen to you spew it anymore. I heard somewhere that if your brain is lacking, your body has to try twice as hard to keep up. I feel so sorry for you. It must be tiring.
That's enough. Our gracious sister here has agreed to clean up the garbage that we don't want to. We should be happy. Hey, Mom. If it's not too uncomfortable for you, would you like to come live with us in our house? Live with you in your house? No, I couldn't. It would weigh too heavy on my conscience. I would feel like I'm putting you out. How could I ask my precious daughter-in-law to let me freeload off of her? You wouldn't be freeloading at all. I'm only asking because I need you around the house. This is more of a favor for me more than anything. Our daughter is at school most of the day, so she's gone, and my husband has been taking a lot of night shifts as of late, so there's no one home. I'm bored out of my mind with no one to talk to these days. Come live with us and be my talking buddy. Please? You're so sweet. I know that you're just saying a lot of this out of worry for how I'm doing, but I'm okay with living by myself in this apartment. Come on, don't be like that, Mom. I told you already I'm asking you because I need you here. Just hurry up and move over here already. You know how much our daughter adores you. You must have felt so sorry for me all this time. To think that I would end up with such a kind and beautiful daughter like you. If you really think that highly of me, then please move here ASAP. Get your deposit feedback from them and use it for whatever you need to. What need will I have for money when I'm already 1 foot in the grave? You and your husband take it. Use it for your Jenny's tuition when she heads off to college. Oh, please, stop talking about giving us money all the time. We don't need anything from you. I'm already happy just thinking about you coming to live with us. I'll come by sometime this week to help you pack all of your things. All right, I understand. Gosh, I consider myself a pretty stubborn person, but I can never win when it comes to you. I don't think I can stand it anymore. I'm at my wit's end. I always feel out of breath. My hands and feet are always shaking, and sometimes I even see ghosts. I want to tell you before I start going in and out of consciousness. Where are you? Are you okay? Is something wrong? Did you go to spend time with your friends at the nursing home? Should I head over there? Listen to me. Before your father-in-law passed, he gave me a bit of land I've held on to all this time. It was land that I'd spent so long taking care of and growing, even when he threw us under a mountain of debt. Oddly enough, I couldn't bring myself to sell it. But it seems like I made the right choice in not selling it. A few weeks ago, I got a call from a real estate agent. He told me that a big famous company wants to build a shopping mall on it, apparently. Mom, why are you telling me all this? You're acting like someone that's dying. If you die, who am I going to hang out with? Please, you can't leave us just yet. You'll have Will and Jenny long after I'm gone. I should have passed away that day you reached out and told me to come live with you. I'm sorry that you've had to work so hard taking care of me while I stubbornly held on all this time. I plan on giving that land to you. It'll be my last present from a mother who couldn't do anything for you when you were young. I just left the house. You must be at the closest hospital near our house, right? I'll head there right away. Mom, please say something. I'm making my way there as fast as I can. Is this Sandra's daughter-in-law? Yes. Who is this? Good afternoon. I'm the rescue worker that found Sandra and took her to the hospital. I see. Thank you for reaching out. Is my mother okay? I'm worried about her. Your mother-in-law has passed away. She fell in the street and wasn't doing well when we found her. The man that found her reported it to us. We put her on the stretcher as soon as we could. Then she suddenly used what little energy she had left and sent a message to you. She passed away immediately after. How could she use that last moment to do something as foolish as gifting us land? Where do I need to go? Please let me know as soon as possible. Lenox Hill Hospital, 100 E 77th Street, New York. Here, ma'am. Thank you so much. Jeez, making funeral arrangements is so tiring. All my muscles are aching.
Even so, all things considered, this was probably the best way for her to go out. Falling over in the street is much better than getting hit by a car. Imagine how much extra work we would have had to do if that was the case.
She would have been found long before that. What kind of horrible luck would she have had to have for that to happen?
I'm just saying. Either way, thanks for taking care of her all these years, I guess. It must have been hard to find the motivation when all she could have given you were the remaining crumbs of her savings deposit.
That's what I'm saying. If it weren't for you, we would have had to take care of her ourselves. Imagine how tiring that would have been. It seems like you both are committed to spouting nonsense until the very end, even when I went out of my way to not hear it anymore. She left all of it to me before she left. You both must understand why she expressly told me not to share it with either of you, right?
It seems like you don't know. Elderly people aren't in their right mind a few weeks leading up to their death.
She's right. Imagine how feeble-minded she must have been. That will can't be enforced when she wasn't in good health.
Do you think that will hold up in court? It would be more correct to say that her mind was 1 foot in the grave long before she was. That signature doesn't even look like hers either. Are you sure you didn't forge this yourself?
I'm sure you and your husband got together and increased her medication to force her into making this while she was drugged up. We should really report this. Feeble-minded? Are you sure this isn't just how you two want to see her? She got this test 3 months before passing away. There was nothing odd in her results, and the Alzheimer's screening also showed absolutely nothing. She wrote this will ahead of time, so give that argument your best shot in court if you want to. She even went as far as to record it like this to make sure the likes of you two couldn't touch it. Should I call the lawyer and see if he agrees too? Sir, I know that you're busy, so I'll keep my questions short. The land that my mother-in-law gifted to me. My sisters-in-law are trying to cause a fuss and say that the will is invalid due to her not being in her right state of mind. Is that something I should be worried about? No. Your mother-in-law made sure to iron out anything that could potentially cause an issue with the process before she passed away. She conclusively died of old age. She also had no record of any sort of illness or Alzheimer's, so her mental state was completely fine at the time of writing this will. To put it in layman's terms, she made sure to draft the document immediately following a thorough health examination by her care provider. Your sisters-in-law have no legal authority over any of the inheritance listed in her will.
Do you guys get it now? This rude witch! She has no manners at all!
Don't you know that property typically goes to the oldest sibling once their parents die? Hand it over while we're still being nice. You don't want to find out what happens when I find you. Are you sure it's a good idea to openly threaten her while a lawyer is closely watching everything you say? I'll make sure to record the details of this conversation immediately in case you need to pursue legal compensation. You two officially have no legal right over anything she does with this land. I suggest you both be on your way.
You both should have been better to her while she was alive. She spent all of those years doing her best for both of you.
Jeez,
What a waste.
does that woman never close her mouth?
I still couldn't believe that she had passed away. I'm still hoping that she visits me in a dream sometime soon. The land that she gave me was renovated and became a shopping mall, and I received $36 million as compensation for it from the company. Thanks to that, my daughter was able to attend college without any worries, and we ended up moving to an apartment in Manhattan that was closer to my husband's office. We're able to continue living peacefully thanks to my mother-in-law. Mom, thank you so much. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't miss you and want to talk with you one more time. Please stop by my dreams when you can. I love you. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed.